James 1 is James the Fragrance Guy. This fragrance is up next for review. It is by Art of Shaving. It's called Coriander and Cardamom. Stay tuned for this review. I wanted a fragrance like Dias and Durga. It was a coriander fragrance, no additional components, at least as the main components to, or main materials to the fragrance itself. Now, the reason I didn't buy it was probably 4 times more expensive than this. And I thought, well, maybe, just maybe I can find a fragrance that I'm really gonna enjoy at a fraction of the cost. And it turns out that was really not the case. It's not to really pin things against Art of Shaving and their fragrance line, but I thought I'd give it a try. Now, this is going to characterize differently than Dias and Durga's. Dias and Durga is a little more, I would say, more spice oriented. This is a little more, I would say, citrus forward. And the cardamom does come out as well as a coriander. Now, the coriander I wanted to be much more heavy, and so I did get something that was really not, when I set out to get a fragrance, it was not exactly what I wanted. And lesson learned, and I want you to think of this in the same way. You might find a fragrance you really, really like, and you're gonna find maybe a substitute. Sometimes that substitute is never gonna match up to what you really wanted in the first place. So when I went to the store itself, Art of Shaving here in San Francisco, I expected to see exactly that bottle, but in a miniature size. Unfortunately, it didn't come out to be that way. Additionally, no samples. So I was really not excited about the customer experience. And I thought, there's a greater customer experience when you go in person. The reason I buy online simply is this. Sometimes I get, and oftentimes, airline miles. That goes a long way for me because I gotta do a lot with my dollars, and I'm sure you do too. First of all, I'm gonna put some on, and I'm gonna tell you what the producer says. So when I wrote my notes, it was first, and then I looked at the notes on Art of Shaving. So on the head note from the producer, they talk about this in terms of bergamot, blackcurrant, as well as orange. And the heart note is basil, clary sage, and lavender. And the base note is coriander seed oil, as well as dried gentian and nutmeg. So for me, I thought this fragrance is gonna be exactly what I wanted. It is not like Dias and Durga where I wanted really heavy coriander, and so I settled for something different. So on my notes, I wrote down, this has notes of pear, coriander, cardamom, cinnamon, hints of lemon peel, suede, nutmeg, and moist granite. Would I buy it again? No, I would not. And the point score on this is 90 points out of 100 points. So yeah, I'm not ranking this at a lower score, such as the customer experience, which is not that exciting, and it wasn't horrible either. You want that special treatment, you want to be treated well, you want to remember the experience, and you really want this to tug at your heartstrings. So bit of a disappointment. I am going to smell other Art of Shaving, so I'm not throwing quote unquote the baby out with the bathwater, but I will try other fragrances. So stay tuned for more reviews to come. Thank you for watching, and we can stay connected. I'm on a variety of social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and WordPress. So thank you again for watching today. Stay tuned for more. Sante.